Today I want to talk to you about traumas. All of us have heard about how traumas impact our life. But for many of us, when we think of traumas, we think of someone losing someone, someone losing a leg, an accident, a big financial event that happened. So we're looking at a really big event that happened that has created trauma. And some people experience that, and it does have a significant impact on their life. But what I want to share with you today is what I call the little T's. We've got the big T's and the little T's. And I believe that the little T's are being, I guess the word's underestimated, the impact that a little T can have in someone's life. So there are so many things that can be these little T's, as I call them, little traumas. So it could be, for instance, someone's goldfish died, or it could be that they've watched a movie and it's impacted their life. It could be a book, or it could be they made a mistake in class. So I'll give you an example. I had a client that come and seen me, and they had put their hand up to answer a question, and they got the question wrong, and they should have knew the answer. Now, that happens 1,000 times a day in schools all over the place. But for this person, it's not so much the event, and this was with all little T's. It's not so much the event, it's the meaning that the person gives the event and the decision that they then make after the events happen. So for that person, they decided they were never right from that point on. So you can imagine the impact that had as that person grew up and went through life. The person whose goldfish died, she had always wanted a goldfish and she wasn't allowed to have any pets. And eventually she was allowed to have the goldfish. And when the goldfish died, the reason she wasn't allowed to have the goldfish was because they felt she wasn't responsible enough. So when the goldfish died, she then, and this is all as children, where we haven't got the cognitive thinking and the thought processing that we have as adults. So as a young child, she then decided that she wasn't responsible enough, and it had an influence on her not having children because she believed she wasn't responsible enough. So when you're looking at yourself and you're looking at some of the ways you behave and you wish you didn't behave, quite often it's these little T's that are playing out in the background, and the meaning you give it and the decisions you made around these seemingly insignificant, so many times they're insignificant events as an adult. And we look back as an adult and we think, oh, that was no big deal. But as a child, it had a really big impact, and we also gave it a bigger meaning than was necessary, and quite often decisions made. I think these little T's have a lot to answer for in a lot of people's lives, and are very, very often overlooked by people because we're looking for big traumas. We're looking for something major that has happened in our life that has created a lot of the struggle and worry and anxieties and fears in our life. So don't overlook the little T's.